Welcome back. Here we are with the Organizational Excellence Podcast. This is Kevin Johnson of Leverage Consulting, and we're going to start this podcast with a question for you. And that is, do you find yourself saying on a regular basis, I just don't have time to get it all done? I'm going to guess, I'd even go out on a limb and say, I already know the answer to this question. And it is absolutely. There might be some colorful language or some other things thrown in there with your answer of absolutely yes, because we all have this same issue. It's the type of thing that I often find when I'm working with clients, coaching individuals, be it the owner, the manager, the team members. We all tend to find things where we start saying we just don't have time to get it all done. And everyone, if anyone says they don't have this, I have to wonder whether maybe they need to head for the confessional or not. That being said, I'm a habitual people watcher, and I'm always looking at people. I'm looking at their scenarios. I'm looking at, and it could be anywhere from the airport to my family to friends to just random people I run into at a restaurant. And I tend to find certain examples of things, and here I am at the age that I'm at, and I have no kids. And yet I'll look at my brother and my sister-in-law and wonder how they get it all done with two kids, because in my life, if I added two kids to it, there is no way. The only way for me to get what I get done with what they're doing is I'm going to have to give things up, one of which right now would be sleep. And I'm sure many of you have the same types of things. So if we, for example, look at those of you who have kids, and you look at other folks and say, I don't know how they get all that done. There's no way I could do that. But one of the priorities that one has in life is raising great kids. You may look at other people, say if you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner, and you start looking at other people wondering, how do they get it done? There's no way on God's green earth I can do what they're doing and what I'm doing. And that in itself probably leads us to the actual answer to the question. We can't do it all. So this gets to the crux of what I end up coaching a lot of folks through, and it's a very easy answer, but it's a hard application at times. And that is learning when to say no, learning how to say no, and some folks will struggle with that concept in itself, because that vowel and consonant right there together causes so much anxiety and pain and other things for so many people, because they're telling somebody else or themselves no. And then when you start looking at the alternative to this is, and then I think sometimes this is what helps people get over some of this, is at some point you have to say no, but it's geared towards saying yes to the things that you need or want. Just like with my brother, he has said no to certain things because he is, and actually I should back up, my brother and sister-in-law have said no to certain things because they're prioritizing raising two great kids. There are entrepreneurs that I know that prioritize certain activities because it's what's going to make a difference. It's the things that will help them influence their business, influence their team members, influence their clients or patients. You have to learn to prioritize the things that are going to matter and prioritize the things that only you can do, or the things where you are the best at it in your business. And then we need to find people for the rest of the things. Or maybe we need to go back and look at, is it even necessary? Are we going to great lengths to do certain things that make no difference whatsoever? Are we doing things that we could pay someone else to do? So, for example, if you hired somebody to do something like bookkeeping, let's take that for an example. I find that all too often where folks are doing their own bookkeeping. Well, how many hours per week is that? If you took 5, 10, 12 hours doing your own bookkeeping, whether that's a week or a month, that's 5 to 12 hours that you could be drumming up new business. That's 5 to 12 hours where you could be raising the bar for your own given team. That's 5 to 12 hours that you could be, who knows, doing things for yourself, like going to the gym, spending time with your kids or things like that. It's about finding the activities that are going to make a difference in your life moving forward. some will make that decision really easily when they hit some type of, I hate to say rock bottom, but they hit some type of rock bottom or wall or something where they're forced to make a decision. If you want to propel yourself, if you want to get ahead, you're going to need to make that decision every month, every year, because it's something that will change and evolve over time. When you start out as a new manager or as a new team member or a new business owner, you might do everything. But over time, if you want to evolve into a more effective team member, manager, or business owner, then you have to concentrate on only the things that you could or should do, which really narrows the scope. And quite honestly, I believe for a lot of folks, it will allow you to have a whole lot more fun doing what you love. So that, my friends, I'm hoping has hit home for a lot of you. That's your Organizational Excellence podcast for today. I'm really wound up today, so I'm going to bring you another great one as soon as I stop this one. I will be starting the next one.